is a true life story of a girl named Jessica, who is in her second semester third year in one of the universities in Nigeria. She was getting ready to write her second semester examinations. Jessica, a brilliant, smart, and exceptional, beautiful young lady, traveled home to visit her parents during the revision week. 2 days later, Jessica had a bad dream, and in that dream, she heard that two of her courses she wrote in her second year just came out, and everyone rushed to check their results. But Jessica, after checking and checking the 5 lists pasted, she did not see her name in any of the lists. She started crying in that dream. As she was crying, Mr. John, the lecturer who handles the two courses, came there, saw her crying, and told her to come to his office later to sort it out, and left there, laughing. Jessica suddenly woke up. She was so scared. Her dreams always come true. She prayed and went back to sleep. The next morning, Jessica, who was greatly troubled, confided in her mother about the dream that she had and her fears, knowing that her dreams always come to reality. As she was discussing with her mom, suddenly her phone rang. It was Peter, her coursemate, telling her to come back to school immediately, that the two exact results of the courses she saw in her dreams are out. Jessica became terrified. She quickly got ready and went back to school. On getting to her department, Jessica was shocked to see people checking their results in the exact same spot that she saw in her dreams where the result was pasted. She panicked and rushed to check her name, but unfortunately, her name was not in the list pasted. Strange, right? Jessica knows that her dreams do happen, but this was too much for her. She burst into tears. As she was crying, Mr. John, the lecturer she saw in her dreams, came to her, smiling, telling Jessica to come to his office and rectify it. Jessica became shocked. Mr. John, the lecturer, who handles the two courses, a very notorious man, popularly known for harassing and assaulting female students in the school. Every student is scared of him, especially the female ones. They all avoided him like he had some kind of disease. Jessica was shocked and could not believe what just happened. Who is going to rescue her from the clutches of Mr. John? How is she going to solve this problem that came into her life? After much thinking, Jessica decided to inform her dad, who is a high-ranked police officer. Her dad, after listening to Jessica, warned her not to go, knowing the implication, but she insisted. Her father warned her to be careful and dress very well. On the said date, Jessica dressed in a black jean trouser and red long-sleeve shirt and set off to Mr. John's office. When she entered the office, Mr. John smiled and came over to her, telling Jessica how beautiful and charming she looked and how he had always wanted her right from her first year when she set his eyes on her. He also informed Jessica that he intentionally omitted her names in the two results pasted so that he will get the chance to meet her. Jessica's eyes widened in shock. He could not believe what she just heard, and she knows that this time she is into a lot of trouble and only God could save her. Mr. John came to Jessica and started touching her inappropriately. Jessica pushed him off and warned him to back off. Jessica's rejection made Mr. John very angry. He told Jessica that she is not ready to graduate from the school, that when she is ready, that she should go and book a room in a certain hotel and let him know. He also said that nobody will save her unless she gives him what he wants. Jessica left the office immediately, crying. She called her dad and narrated what happened. Her father was very angry and wanted to come immediately and arrest Mr. John. But there was no evidence, and if he gets him arrested, the matter will be worse. Jessica was heartbroken. She started looking for who to help her. She prayed night and day for a miracle to happen. All her male classmates avoided her once they are in their department because Mr. John warned them not to go near Jessica. Some of her friends encouraged her to go and sleep with Mr. John and fulfill his demands, that it is the perfect opportunity for her to graduate with a first-class honors. But Jessica boldly rejected the idea. Instead, she registered and rewrote the two courses. During the time she was writing the courses, Mr. John came over to her and whispered in her ear that she is just wasting her time for nothing. Through one of her friends, Jessica got to know a guy called Pascal, who is working for Mr. John and also helping him to mark and record students' results. But Pascal himself also wants Jessica to date him. If not, he will not help her. Jessica was devastated and went into 10 days fasting and praying. 7 days into the fasting and praying, Mr. John was arrested for another scandal involving another female student. He was arrested and suspended from the school. Jessica rejoiced. Even all the female students, and in fact all the students in that department, even in the whole school, rejoiced upon hearing about the news of Mr. John's arrest. For Mr. John have tortured so many students. That was how Jessica got saved. The scripts of her previous two results was found, and luckily she got A's. Who says that God does not answer prayers?